بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب زدني علما.
I think we'll move on with DMVPN Phase 2 in terms of EIGRP routing. What are the options we have and what we need to do? So let's assume that we already configured the DMVPN tunnels by using multi-point GRE on all the sites. So we do have some kind of full mesh tunnels being established. So if you're using EIGRP, the first thing you need to make sure that you disable the split horizon rule, because normally what happens is the 2-dot network will be advertised because the initial routing updates, goes through the hub, it goes to this interface and it's going to receive, expecting to receive from the router 1. And by default, as per the split horizon rule, says that an update received on one interface should not be sent back on the same interface. So that's a default split horizon rule. So we need to disable this rule by using no IP split horizon EIGRP 100. This is same like we did in the phase 1 as well. So this is like a common in the phase 1 as well as in the phase 2. Now there is one additional thing you need to keep in mind. So if you go to router 2, so once I disable the split horizon rule, if I go and check the routing table, so I'm able to see this 3-dot network is coming on the router 2 as well as 4-dot network. You can see the 3-dot, 4-dot and 1-dot network. But if you observe, the next hop will be, to reach these routes, the next hop will be 10.001. Now 10.001 is your router 1. And this is basically because of the default behavior if you try to trace. So let me just quickly do this. So first what we'll do is we'll try to configure this. If I go to my topology, so I'll try to remove the OSPF. That's the first thing I'll do, because in the previous lab I have configured the OSPF. So I'll try to remove this OSPF because I want to configure EIGRP on this interface. So already the phase 2 configuration is there, so I don't need to configure again the phase 2. So if you verify the phase 2 tunnel configurations on all the routers, so this is already configured, so I'm not going to do this. So even the multicast dynamic command to allow the multicast hello messages to be sent over the tunnel interface is also configured. So likewise, let us quickly confirm the tunnel configuration. And here you can see this commands, you can remove it. So even though that's not going to impact, these commands you can just simply go and remove. Even though that's really not going to impact here. So this is completely based on the previous lab. We have verified the OSPF with the DMVPN Phase 2 in the previous lab. Okay. So if I go and verify my tunnel configuration, show interface tunnel, you can see the tunnel configurations are based on the phase 2. You can see there is a GRE multipoint command, and the same thing you will see on the router 3, as well as I should see the same thing on the router 4 as well. So this is on the router 3, and let's confirm this on the router 4 as well. So if I go and check on the router 4, if I say show DMVPN, I should see the tunnel being established from 4 to 1, 4 to 3. Let me generate some traffic to 2. So I should also see the tunnel is established from router 4 to 1 to 3. Likewise, we'll also verify. So there's no tunnel between 3 and 2, right? So let me ping to that. Okay, so if you verify show DMVPN, I do have a tunnel configuration here. So let's go and quickly configure the EIGRP on the routers. So I'm going to advertise the 10-dot network and the LAN interface. So let me copy paste these configs on the other side. Okay, so on the router 2, just change of networks, the LAN networks. On the router 3, 3-dot network and on the router 4, 4-dot network. So basically, if I verify the show IP EIGRP neighbors, I should see the neighborship. And if I check on the router 1, show IP EIGRP neighbors, so just want to confirm whether this command is configured or not. So let me flap the tunnel interface quickly for the EIGRP neighborship to come up. So I'll just quickly go and do it on all the routers. So here we'll try to see the configuration of EIGRP routing if you're using phase 2 implementation. So in the phase 2 we'll be using multi-point GRE everywhere on all the sides, which means we can have a full mesh dynamic tunnels can be established between spoke to spoke as well. So here you can see in our basic configuration here, we do have a dynamic tunnels established. So let me just quickly confirm that. So on the router 1, if I say show DMVPN, likewise if I say show DMVPN on the router 2, let me just quickly trace, and as well as trace to router 4, you can see there is a dynamic tunnel established between 2 to 3 and 4. Likewise, we'll try to trace to 4 to ensure that we do have a dynamic tunnels established between all the routers. So I just restarted the routers basically to reconfigure that phase 2 here. So I don't have any routing right now. The next thing we want to configure the EIGRP. So to configure EIGRP, so the first thing we need to make sure that inside the tunnel interface we do have this multicast dynamic, or specific to multicast also we can define the IP addresses. So on the router 1 as well as on the router 2. So if I check on the spokes, so I do have this multicast dynamic. So again, it depends. You can either use a multicast dynamic option, or you can specifically say instead of dynamic we can specifically say 15001, which means I want this router 2 to establish EIGRP neighborship or send out a hello messages only to this particular neighbor. So this will avoid unnecessary neighborship between all the spokes, which is something again a recommended practice. So you can either go with that or with this option. So basically I can go ahead and change this to be more specific, where I can say map multicast only with my hub router. So I want my spokes to only establish neighborship with hub. That's something what again recommended. So I can go ahead and change on all the routers, because in my previous labs I have configured the dynamic options. So here you can just remove that, and you can be specific saying that map multicast specific to 15001. So likewise I can do the same thing, no IP NHRP map multicast dynamic, and I can specifically say 15001 for this one. So this will ensure that the multicast hello messages will be sent. So next thing, let's go ahead and configure the EIGRP on the router 1. So advertising the WAN interfaces, the tunnel interface, as well as my LAN interface. So if I just go and check my configurations, so I need to copy paste the same configs, just change the LAN interface on the router 2 as well as on the router 3 as well as on the router 4. So if you're trying to do the same lab changes, so just I recommend you to just stop the routers and restart the lab. Basically in the virtual platform, especially if you're practicing, sometimes you may not get the desired results like it happened earlier. So if you verify the neighbors, if I say show IP EIGRP neighbors, we can see the neighborship is up. And if I go and check on the router here, okay, so neighborship was not coming here because I think it's coming on the router 3 as well as on the router 4. Okay, so I just shut down and no shut down the interface just to make it up. So if you verify show IP EIGRP neighbors, now you can see the neighborship is up. So if I go and verify the routing table, you can see the routes are coming here. And if I go and check the routing table on the router 2, the spoke, I can only see this 1 dot network I'm not able to see this 3 dot or 4 dot network because of the split horizon rule. So if you remember, we already discussed that by default the split horizon rule will not allow the routes. So by default the router 1 is like 2 dot network is being advertised to router 2, and the router 2 will not be advertising this route back to router 3 or router 4 because of the default split horizon rule. So in order to fix this, we will be using no IP split horizon rule on the router 1 like we did in the phase 1. So we'll move on to the router 1 and let's go ahead and disable the split horizon rule by saying no IP split horizon EIGRP 100. So once I do this, I should see the neighborship should come up on all the routers. And now previously I was just receiving the hub routes. Now I should be able to see the 3 dot and the 4 dot networks. So you can see I'm able to see the 3 dot and the 4 dot networks. And if you observe here, the next hop is still 10.001. I'll just come to this. Let's try to verify the reachability between. Of course, if you are able to see the routes, means obviously you do have reachability. But just want to confirm by pinging to the LAN interfaces. So we learned that initially the traffic will go through the hub, but if you observe here, even though I'm trying to send the continuous trace to router 4 LAN, still it is using the same. And the reason because of the default behavior of EIGRP, if you observe the routing table, to reach all the routes, the next hop is via 10.001, that is router 1. So this is basically because of the default behavior of the EIGRP. So in EIGRP, by default, all the routes which are learned from the spokes, like here, if you take an example, we have a 3 dot network and the 4 dot network. I'll just take one network, let's say 4 dot network. Now this 4 dot network is being advertised to router 1. So when the router 1 receives this route, the 4 dot network, what is the next hop? The next hop address is router 4. That is 10.004, and when the router 1 is advertising the routes back to router 2, so when the router 2 receives, it is going to receive this 192.168 4 dot network, and the next hop address will be 10.001, that is router 1. Why? Because the router 2 is not receiving the routes directly from the router 4, it is receiving via router 1. So by default, the next hop address will change automatically because of the default behavior. And that's the reason, if you observe here, for all the spokes, the next hop is this. And that's the reason, if you try to trace to router 4, it always goes through router 1 because of the routing table. So even though if you observe, the router 2 already have tunnels. So I think there's no tunnels. Let me just. So even if you try to trace, let me trace to 3. There's a direct tunnel created, and let me just do the same thing for the router 4 as well. First time it will go from 1 to 4, and next time goes directly. But if you try to trace once again to the LAN, it still uses 1 to 4 again, even though we do have a tunnel established between router 2 to router 4 directly, but it's not going directly because of the routing table. If you observe the routing table here, because of the default behavior of the routing. Now to fix this, what we can do is we can go to the hub router and we can configure a command called no IP next hop self. This actually tells the hub router, saying that whatever the routes you are receiving from the router 4, don't change the next hop, just send as it is. Which means when the router 2 receives 192.168 4 dot network, as per the normal routing, the next hop router should be router 1, but once we add this command, it will be as it is router 4, so that the router 2 can reach router 4 directly. That's something what you can do. Okay, so with EIGRP. So in order to fix this, I need to go to router 1. So there is a command called no IP next hop self for EIGRP 100. So once I add this command, if I go and check the routing table once again, so now previously for all the routes, the next hop is router 1. So now you can see the next hop is not going to change. So which means now if I try to trace to 4, you can go directly to 4. Even though you don't have a neighborship with router 4, but the thing is you do have a DMVPN tunnel which is established. So if your routing table shows to reach 4 network, the next hop is 4, and the router knows how to reach that particular 4. It can go directly to 45.004 without going to the hub. So this is how you can verify the DMVPN with a phase 2. So in the phase 2 implementation, you have to disable the split horizon rule as we discussed in the phase 1 as well. But there is additional thing. If you want spoke to spoke to communicate directly LAN to LAN, you need to ensure that the hub router do not change the next hop, and that is done with the help of no IP next hop self EIGRP 100 command.